Hi boys and girls. Today I'm going to try to demonstrate what ratios are about. And so our first little diorama here, we have some little cutie tangerines and some apples. Now what a ratio is, it's a comparison between two numbers. So here we have the cuties and there are 5 of them. Here we have the apples, there are 3 of them. So a ratio is when we compare the number here to the number here. So we say, right here, we have 5 cuties to, the word to, 3 apples. So the ratio is 5 to 3. Okay? Now, let's switch them. Now the ratio is 3 apples to 5 cuties. 3 to 5. Okay? Alright, now we've ended that. Okay? So now I'm going to take us over to the oven here. Alright? Just a moment. Got all kinds of fun things going on in our kitchen. Aha! Yeah. I always like a good oven around so we can cook striped socks. So in just a moment, we are going to compare the number of striped socks with another baked good. Okay? Now it looks like we have 6 of these. Okay? Looks like we have 6. All right. Now our second baked confectionery item, this would be brown socks. We have 12 of these. There's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, and then here's going to be 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 12, 2 sets of 6, 12 brown socks, and then we have 6 striped socks. Okay? Now I'm going to get some papers to kind of help us to compare these two. And let's give us a little bit of room here. Okay, so we have 1 set of 6 striped socks. And then right here we got a set of 12 brown socks. Okay? All right. So ratios are when we compare two numbers. Like right now, we're comparing the number of brown socks with the number of striped socks. Okay? So, right now we've counted 12 brown socks and our 6 striped socks. Very festive and fun. Okay? So, we say that the ratio of brown to striped socks is 12 to 6. Now, ratios can be written in 3 different ways. Just like we saw, 12, the word 2 and 6, 12 to 6. That's the first way. The second way is we put a colon instead of the word 2, 12 colon 6. And then with a lot of computations where we try to figure things out, we use a fraction where it's 12 fraction bar 6, 12 to 6. And that is the third way. Now notice that 12 brown socks to 6 striped socks is an unreduced ratio. Kind of just like with a fraction, 12 over 6, we don't leave it at that. We can reduce ratios just like fractions. So we have 12 brown and 6 striped. Now just like with fractions, we say Hey, what's the biggest number that can be divided evenly into both of these? 6. So that's why when I went over these brown socks, I said 2 sets of 6. So here's 1 set of 6, 2 sets of 6 brown socks, 1 set of 6 striped socks. So we're dividing by sets of 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Now watch this. 12 over 6 is not just 2 by itself, because it's comparing two numbers. So this is, there are 2 brown socks for every 1 striped sock. That's what that fraction says. Okay? Now let's look at that reduced ratio in the 3 ways to write it. The reduced ratio of brown socks to striped socks is 2 to 1, 2:1, or 2 over 1. Okay? Now, we should also be able to create a full sentence from the reduced 2 to 1 ratio. So we say something like this. There are 2 brown socks for every striped one. Or there are 2 brown socks for every striped sock. Okay? All right? Okay. Now let's think about what's here in red. Okay. What are the unreduced and reduced ratios for the number of striped socks compared to the total number of socks? Now, remember, when we first compared, we compared brown versus striped. But now we're going to compare striped to the total amount of socks. Okay? So first we need to find out what our total amount of socks is. So we take 12 brown plus 6 striped is equal to 18 total socks. Okay? All right? Then this gives us an unreduced ratio of 6 striped to 18 total socks. So we say unreduced, that's 6 to 18, or 6:18, or here is the fraction. Now the reduced ratio, if we divide the top by 6 and the bottom by 6, we get a 1 to 3 ratio. 1 to 3, 1:3, and the fraction 1 to 3. So when we put words to it, 1 striped sock for every 3 total socks. Okay? Now, what if we brought one more dish over here? Aha! 2 red socks. Okay? 2 red socks. So, here comes another situation that's different. If we added 2 red socks, there they are, to the 12 brown and 6 striped socks, what would be the reduced ratios for the number of red socks to the total number of socks, the number of red socks to brown, the brown socks to the total, and the number of red socks compared to the number of striped socks? Okay? So what I've done here is, let's use this red sock here kind of as a marker. Isn't that nice? Let's compare the number of red socks to the total number of socks. Now we have 12 brown, 6 striped plus 2 red is 20. So there are 2 red socks for 20 total. So that is a reduced comparison of 1 red sock for every 10 total socks. Okay? Now, let's go to red versus brown. We have 2 red socks compared to 12 brown socks. Divide by 2 top and bottom, and we come up with a ratio of 1 red sock for every 6 brown socks. Let's go brown versus the total. We know we have 20 total now when we added the two red socks to the 18. So brown is 12, total is 20. Divide each by 4. 4 is the biggest number that goes into both of those, and we get 3 brown socks for every 5 total socks. Okay? Then the very last thing of our lesson here is the number of red compared to the number of striped. 2 red, 6 striped, divide by 2, and we get a ratio of 1 red sock for every 3 striped socks. So I hope this was okay, and we understand the basics of ratios. Okay? Until next time, see you later. Bye-bye.